Is this a pivotal moment for Mujtaba, as Iran looks to capitalize on signs of growing war fatigue within the United States? As divisions deepen within America, could Tehran now see an opportunity to apply pressure at its most vulnerable points? With more than 60 veterans detained and reported injuries rising to 415, is the Iran conflict now triggering serious backlash for Trump at home? Why were protesting veterans forcibly removed from a congressional building while demanding an end to the war? And as veterans warn that they have seen this before, are comparisons with past conflicts like Iraq beginning to resonate again? US President Donald Trump is facing increasing public criticism over the ongoing military conflict with Iran. Several US Army veterans, along with their family members, were reportedly detained while protesting against the war. More than 60 veterans were taken into custody during demonstrations held at a congressional building in Washington, D.C. The protesting group called on President Trump to bring an end to the conflict in Iran. Those detained on April 20th were associated with the American veterans organization known as About Face. Participants stated that their protest was aimed at opposing what they described as a prolonged and ongoing war, as well as U.S. support for Israel.
My sons are 11 and 13. But we all know from Iraq, from Afghanistan, a war that's 1 month, that becomes 6 months, that becomes 6 years, that becomes a decade. I can see where this is going. We heard the same promises and the same excuses and reasoning for the Iraq war that we're hearing today. And they're shifting constantly to justify our presence in the Middle East. And we're not fooled. We as veterans know better.
The mental toll that it's taking on him and all of them, it is devastating to know that there's nothing you can do. You can't do anything. You just have to stay and listen and support as best as you can while holding everything in. To be their support. That's what we're here, to be their support.
As the ceasefire timeline with Iran approaches its end, updated figures on US military casualties have been reported. According to the Pentagon, the number of American personnel injured in the conflict has reached 415. These figures were disclosed on April 20th, shortly before the expiration of the 2-week ceasefire period. The reported injuries include members across multiple branches of the US military. This development comes amid ongoing uncertainty in diplomatic negotiations between the United States and Iran. Trump has stated that the US blockade on Iranian ports will remain in place until a formal agreement is reached. However, there is still no confirmed timeline regarding a potential second round of negotiations. Iran's Press TV on April 21st released images it said showed unexploded American bombs recovered after US strikes during the war. Press TV said 3 unexploded 2,000-pound, or roughly 900 kilogram, Mk-84 bombs were detected and neutralized by the IRGC. According to the report, the bombs were handled by the Detection and Neutralization Unit of the Lorstan branch of the IRGC. The munitions were presented as bombs apparently used by the US military in strikes inside Iran during the conflict. The Mk-84 is a 2,000-pound class general-purpose, low-drag aerial bomb widely associated with the US arsenal. It is part of the Mark 80 series and is designed to deliver blast, fragmentation, and penetration effects. US-made Mk-84 is a general-purpose free-fall aircraft bomb widely used in airstrike operations. The Mk-84 has a nominal weight of 2,000 pounds, or about 907 kilograms, making it one of the heaviest standard unguided bombs in its class. Its actual weight can vary slightly, ranging from roughly 1,972 to 2,083 pounds depending on configuration. The bomb carries around 945 pounds, or 429 kilograms, of tritonal explosive fill designed for heavy blast impact. In its basic version, the -84 Malawian Quachars is unguided, though it can be fitted into precision-guided bomb kits for more accurate strikes. Iran released a video on April 19th showing underground missile and drone launchers, signaling that its strategic weapons infrastructure remains active despite weeks of war. The IRGC-linked video portrayed ongoing overhaul and reconstruction work on Iran's missile and drone stockpiles, suggesting Tehran is trying to showcase recovery and resilience during the ceasefire. IRGC Aerospace Force Commander Said Majid Mousavi said the replenishment of arms had been accelerated, according to reporting cited by Iranian outlets. Mousavi said the pace of replenishing weapons increased during the ceasefire period, indicating that Iran used the pause to restore parts of its arsenal. His remarks were reported by Warner and Press TV just ahead of the expected expiry of the ceasefire window.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.